Okay, hopefully this thing is on. Yep. Damn. I'm trouble getting that on. Alrighty then. Today is Thursday, August 7th. We are at the Cliff Mine trailhead of the Montour Trail. Cliff Mine. That sign says, "Smile, you're on camera." Why they have that gravel right there? They could have just put that pavement all the way up to the end. Okay, here we go. Cliff Mine Road, now 5.9. Clearing Road 1.7. The Enlow tunnel is before you get to that, so that's where we're going. Let's look at these signs over here. Those are generic signs. Alright. My body was really sore after Monday. Whew. Had like a muscle pull on my left side, and that walking on the gravel on Monday really didn't do it too good. Hopefully I'm recovered enough to walk today on this. This is fine right here. This is paved. I think I was here in June at this trailhead. Can't believe it's August already. Dixon Mine. There's some rails. Mile marker 6. Forest Brook Wetlands Conservation Area. Yeah. Engineering. The more I do these trail walks, the more I wish it was all paved like this. Easy on the muscles, on the flat surface, paved. Now we cross this road, Cliff Mine Road, head into the crushed limestone, which is not too bad. It's dusty, but I mean, it's not rough like gravel. Looking at these fences and that, you could probably drive a car right through there. Got this blocked off, but I mean, you could pull a car right through here. Be a little tricky, but down there you could. Hi.
Okay, so he's letting us cross. Thank you.
He's not letting us do anything. He's bound by law to stop. Stop sign. Not letting us. Okay, here comes the crushed limestone right now. It's still pretty smooth. Hi. They resurfaced this last year and it was really powdery, thick and powdery. This isn't too bad. Okay, so there's the kind of fence I do not like. Too generic, not scenic. Kind of takes away from the beauty. I'll wait till we get up here and there's old-timey fences. Those are the good ones. In fact, I can see some at the end of this. We should demand that they put those back. All fences on the Montour Trail should be like these old-time fences right here coming up. There we go. Now these are beat, That's the kind of fence I want to see. Not that. That. They're beautiful. Rustic. Scenic. Old. It blends right in, it's like it doesn't take your eye away from the beauty, whereas that one down there does. I don't know, it's just me, but Now, today's August 7th, Thursday, August 7th, 2025. Last Friday, August 1st, I was at the other end of this, up at Imperial. Walked down towards and through the Enlow tunnel. I'm going to go to the tunnel today on this side. Hi, how you doing? There's more of that old time fence. Yeah, this one's really beat. Look how thin that post is, or that rail is right there. That's the beauty of it. That's what makes it look good. It serves its function, and it blends right in. I like it when these power lines, these poles are pretty far over, you know, so they're not in your line of sight when you're looking straight ahead on the trail. I don't like when they're real close, like the ones down at near Hassan. Or like, say, the Bethel branch. Rock formation. Montour Watershed Association. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was last time I was here. There was a guy on a bike on his phone, and he was swearing so loud. I had to mute that out. I don't want that on my video, you know. It's not me, but I mean, I didn't want to hear that on my video. I had to mute the audio on that part. Here's another rotted piece of that fence. It's been there for decades. I just love it, man. I just love it. Yeah, this is pretty right here. The shade and the beauty, the scenery. This looks nice in the fall too. Hi. So, they say, I don't want to jinx it, but they say the car that I'm going to get is being built, and it should be coming, it's expected to be coming by the end of August, be delivered by the end of August. That's going to be great. Almost look like a deer over there, but it's not. Not too many people wearing helmets. Mile marker 6.5. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this. Somebody defaced that on this side, then someone else put a handmade mile 6.5 sign. I hate when people do that, defacing things. Now over here, this is correct. It's untouched. What a mess. It's getting kind of hot there. This is nice right under here. Shade. That's one of the things, as you get up here, and there's no more shade until you get to the tunnel. It gets really nice and hot. Or not nice and hot. Little swampland down there. So there's power lines over there, far away from the trail. Now here's some up here. It crosses over the trail, so you just gotta live with it. I wonder what that's going to look like down there at Hassom. Duquesne Light's working on that. Upgrading things. Alright, now we're out of the shade. And we're going to feel it. Yeah, it's hot. This whole week's pretty good for walking weather outdoors. Lower humidity, although now it's starting to go up again. And say like low 80s temperature. See now here we go. My opinion only. See this fence right here ruins the beauty of this, the scenery. Now here's that old-timey fence right behind it. That's what I want to see. I don't like these kind right here. These great girders They're kind of ruined by having this wood here like this. These are nice. They're not as tall as the ones down in the Imperial. And some of these fences are newly replaced. The bench in the middle of nowhere. There's those girders. I love those girders, man. There's some more up here. First time I was on this section, between Cliff Mine and the tunnel, was I think that was November of 2023. Here's where you would wish there was some shade. But there's not. I commented on that the other day. You're not seeing those spotted lanternflies this year yet, but I mean, who knows if you will. They were a nuisance. Go to a gas station, they're hovering all over. They're all over the pumps, the areas. And then you get in your car, and then one gets in your car. Real pain. They're pretty color when they open their wings, or when they're crawling and don't have wings yet. They're real colorful. Like red, black, and white spots. Now here's some more wood. This looks like new. Okay, so this is new on this side. Then over here, this one's old. And that's pretty down there. Look, see right here, right on the end here, this piece is one of those old time, just the posts. They retain that. Another bench. Well, let's see, I can see the tunnel. See, last time I came here, I think, I was fooled by that. I'm like, where's the tunnel at? And you see this, you can see some blinking lights up there. You're like, oh wait, we're looking straight through the tunnel. Let me do this and see if it shows up. Sort of see the not blinking, I mean the lights in the tunnel, but you're looking straight through the tunnel right in the center of the screen. That's where we came from, Cliff Mine Road trailhead. And this is where we're going, tunnel. Somebody coming behind me. Yeah, if you didn't know any better, you'd say, where's that tunnel? And you look at it, now you see the lights on either side of it, on the inside of it. It's cool how that looks. Looking straight through the tunnel. Can't do that with the Greer Tunnel or National Tunnel because they got curves. Now here's those girders. They ruined it with this fence around here.
Morning.
Morning. Take a break here. I don't like having someone right in front of my video or in my video there. You can see the tunnel now. Yeah, that one time last year I saw some deer right here. Where are they now? Mile marker 7. graffiti on the hole. Now it's going to get shady right here a little bit. Little turnaround spot for the workers when they were putting down the new surface. Damn, it's got bugs on my head. It's pretty hot today. See that number on that pole right there? 367029. Like on Twin Peaks. Never mind. Look, there's numbers welded on there. Here we are with a nice bridge, but ruined with these different fences. Hi. I don't think you can see any dates on these. Look over here either. Oh, maybe down there. Jeez, I don't want to lean on that too much. Look how it's shaking. Holy mackerel. Yeah. Okay, here we are. Enlow Tunnel. Let's go here and get cooled off. Just here last week, came from the other end, but we got it. Photos, the alternate videos. Nice rock. Sign. Sign up here says about the cameras, 24-hour surveillance. Yeah. So where's the cameras at? Oh, it's nice and cool. tunnel. Alright, so here we are, pretty much right in the middle of the tunnel, just standing here. Nice breeze. Oh, was that nice? Great, there's nobody here. I love it. In the middle of this thing. Under the spotlight. Lights right up there. So when you park at the Imperial Trailhead, you walk all the way down through the end of the tunnel. It comes out to about 1.5 miles, roughly. And now when you go at the Cliff Mine Trailhead and come up, there are people with this loud-ass music. And it talks about condemning this area So I guess they're taking over this property or something for when they do some refurbishing on this tunnel, that they have the right of way and all that, whatever, legalese. Man, that music was so freaking loud. I can't complain. The kid was having trouble there. Alright, so here we are. We're at about yeah, 1.5 miles. Starting to say that before. We come from lost my train of thought. You're coming from Imperial, and you come all the way down through, and you get to the end of the tunnel. That's 1.5 miles. And you're at Cliff Mine, and you come all the way down through here, through the tunnel. That's 1.5 miles. So, put 2 and 2 together, and I guess you'd say it's 3 miles from Cliff Mine Trailhead to Imperial. Yeah. Add it up. Do the math. Alright, we're heading back. I like seeing this. Let's see what you got. This thing's complaining about ending your walk. Alright, so you got this face is deteriorated. "24-hour video surveillance." Where in the hell's the cameras at? There's that dragon. There's that smiley face. I love it. There's nobody here. I'm all by myself. I don't even think I opened this water yet. Boy, this is amazing. You can stay here like this forever. Nice and cool in here. Nature's air conditioning. Only this isn't nature. This is man-made, baby. Oh, this is amazing to me. To be here and there's nobody here. I'm sure that music playing on my video is going to give me that copyright thing when I put it up there on YouTube. I'll have to mute that out. I hate that. I hate having to worry about that shit. It wasn't me playing it. And really, who gives a rat's ass? Freaking YouTube, man. Facebook doesn't complain about that kind of stuff. YouTube. Alright, we're heading back. Now we're going to get back into the sun and roast. Little pathway through there. And it's more editing I have to do when I put those videos together. It sounded like some kind of Disney music or something. They definitely copyright that. In a video the other day, I put together little snippets that last, they're like maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds long. Snippets of videos I took at the car cruise, but there was music playing at the car cruise. Little snippets like that. It got flagged for copyright. Hey man, it wasn't me playing that shit. I just don't get why people are playing that music on a trail. Instead of just enjoying this peaceful nature And the quiet, the sounds of nature, the trees rustling, the birds, the animals, the footsteps on the trail. No, they come in there blasting some music like that. It's ludicrous to me. It's a nice area down there. Look at that path down there. Looks like someone's yard. It's nice over there. Can't really tell. That's like a field, or is that swampland? Let's take a alternate video. There's like a pathway through there. You can't go, you're going to go through this. Down through there's a pathway. There's like a field over there. Right there. Now I see something crawling across the trail. Like a groundhog or something. By the time I got this camera ready, it was already gone, so it's way down there. Comes another bike. There's those girders. You can see like a wall over there. Like way over there. You can see like a wall. Girders. I'm still sore and tired from Monday. It's already Thursday. I'm just getting anxious for this vehicle. So I don't really want to go too far with my vehicle right now, put too many miles on it. They already appraised it and they told me they will be deducting for the mileage. You never can win when you're at these places. It's all a racket. Prices of the new vehicles are so high, they're ridiculous. Okay, totally ridiculous. But they got you. If you want a new vehicle, you gotta pay. Hadn't really thought about new vehicles too much after I got the Blazer. That's my favorite vehicle I've ever owned. It's a great vehicle. I love it. It's just now it's getting older and I get concerned about things breaking down. There's nothing wrong with it. Plus with that hail damage it's repaired, it looks like brand new almost. Except it's 6 years old. But yeah, things are bound to go wrong. A 6-year-old vehicle. So it's time for an upgrade. Yeah, the Blazer came out in 2019, the refreshed one. And I bought it right away, but it didn't really catch on too much. I mean, the sales kind of went down ever since that first or second year. I think 2020 was the highest year for the sales, and after that it kind of went down. It's a shame. I can tell you exactly why, too. Let's get into it. Why didn't the Blazer not do as well as you hoped it would since 2019? Well, firstly, they already have an Equinox, which is very similarly sized. It's a little bit smaller. Secondly, the price of the Blazer is outrageous. It was and still is. So I paid 2019 luxury prices really for that. And it's only a Chevy. So I always felt like good about, it's got all this fancy stuff on it, but geez, I paid a fortune for that. And you say, well, it's not a Buick and it's not a Cadillac, it's just a Chevy. It's a cool vehicle. But that's why it didn't do well. Too high priced. So then you see them going towards the cloth models, trying to sell them, bring the price down. People say, well, what do I need that for? I can get an Equinox. So I don't know. I think they screwed up, man. They should have discontinued one of those models, like the Equinox, and put the Blazer in. Or do something radically different and doing a completely off-road type thing. Like a Jeep or a Bronco. An off-road Blazer. I'm sure that would have sold a lot. Anyway, I'm not bad-mouthing it because I love my Blazer. As you can tell from these videos, I loves my Blazer. The one big beautiful Blazer. But it's time for a change. Can't wait. Probably gonna miss that V6. Because man, that V6 is so smooth. But this Lexus will be good too. It has the Turbo 4. Now it's just a matter of waiting. Give me some Wawa. You know, around Pittsburgh area, you don't see too many blazers at all. But when I would go over to Ohio for, like, say, near Youngstown or Akron or something, you see a lot of blazers. So I guess it depends on where you're living. You definitely see more Lexus vehicles than you see blazers. I'm excited, man. I want to become part of the Toyota Lexus family. Pay through the nose for everything. Now here's the girders that I love so much. Ruined by this here fence. Hi. This was a crazy summer, man, for weather. See, this is August. Like back in June, as you went through the month of June, even as you got midway into June, there was still cold weather. Well, especially in the early part of June. Pretty cold weather, cool and rainy for weeks upon weeks. And you had to find a day to get outside, walk on the trail. Then all of a sudden it spiked up. We got that heat wave. It lasted for weeks. Nasty, nasty stuff, man. All those ants down there. And a little bit of respite, and then you had another heat wave again. Now this week in particular, we started, I guess maybe last Friday, the 1st of August. You have a nice stretch here where it's less humid and say like high 70s, low 80s Fahrenheit. Now it's starting to get a little more humid now towards the end of this week and a little hotter. I didn't go anywhere the last 2 days because, man, my muscles are so sore from Monday. I messed myself up. Hi. Yeah, on Monday, as soon as I got out of the car to start walking, I felt it immediately in this one side, the left side. I said, geez, that muscle doesn't feel right. But I walked anyway. By the time I got down to Coriopolis, it was starting to hurt. But then I got on that rough surface, that gravel, and that did me in. Just that tiny places there with the gravel, trying to walk on it. You turn your leg a certain way, your muscles tighten up. So at least at this age, for me, I need to stay on the smoother surfaces and hopefully level, not too many slopes. And also not too hot and not too humid. Very precise set of conditions for me to do this. It's funny, and you think about it, when you're walking, you don't think too much, but then when you have a muscle pulled or something, you realize how much you're using different muscles, or like say not using them on this flat surface, smooth surface. It's amazing. There's another one of those little turnaround areas. And I'm sure they use that for when they put the new surface down here. There's some of that old-time fence coming up. The old-time fence. Hi. Wow, look at that piece right there. That is really ragged. It looks good though. Now there's some beach activity over there. The Rock Beach. Now we're back out in the middle of the sun. Well, my shoes are all white again.
Did you accidentally call me? No.
See, that fence just blends in with the brush. It just looks so good. So rustic. Like it's right here. There's stuff growing out of the middle of that. Wow. Cool. They could easily just replace pieces like they do. Like right here, these are some new rails there. There's a new post there. They could continue using those old-timey fences everywhere. But they don't. I remember the first time I was on this section in November of 2023, and I was wearing a coat and a hat, and I was soaking wet with sweat. But I needed the coat and hat because it was cold. I don't like that. Now here's the new fence. I hate this. It just doesn't blend in right. It doesn't look good. Those rocks in the water down there. Coming up the Cliff Mine Road. I'm back on the pavement. Now let's see if that light goes off. Yeah, here it goes. I approach here, and then the light blinks for the cars to know. The cars know you're coming. Sounded like ducks or something over there. Can't hear because that cars, the noise from the cars. Like I've said before, I don't think I'd want to live in a house with a trail right near it like this. Kind of random. people coming along your house. Random strangers. I'm gonna see if I can get some of this stuff off my shoes. Get in this higher grass here and wipe these shoes off a little bit. Damn. Something's going on with YouTube because I had those videos from Monday and I edited them together and spliced in all the cell phone video and all that. It took forever to upload it. Are these those people with that loud music? Holy shit. I have to mute this part out too. Unless I talk over it. I talked over it like that. See if that helped. Stay away from that for a while. Let them go past. Mile marker 6.
Yeah. Hi there.
Yeah, hi.
So what kind of
Yeah, these shoes are like so white. Let's see if I can. Right. Let's wipe these shoes up a little bit, but don't step in anything weird. Let's go over here again. How things have changed, you know, you think about coal was the thing, all these railroads, rail lines. Cliff Mine. Yeah. There's this sign over here. Cliff Mine Road. You are here, right there. Alright, now see this sign right here? It says trail planned mile 0 to Coraopolis in Nevada. But I was just on that on Monday. That's the negative 0.8 negative territory. Come on, finish that. Finish that. Let's check this sign out again. Always gotta check these signs, you know? Always gotta check the signs. There's the Blazer. It's a little bit dirty. But maybe in like 3 weeks we won't care. Let's open her up. So here we are at the Cliff Mine Trailhead. Signing off now.